Well, we're all kind of getting to know your dad a little bit.
Right.
You probably know him better than anybody here.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about him. Is he the same on the football field as he is as a parent?
There's a lot of similarities there, but I think what a lot of people don't exactly know is that he's a very nice guy off the field. You know, a lot of you see the intense Charlie Weis on the field, but my dad, he's a great guy off the field with his involvement and just developing me as a person, and my sister with special needs, and so everything at Hannaford's. I mean, he's just a great guy. He's so much more reserved off the field than he is on the field. It's a lot different, but he's still got that stern approach whenever I mess up, and but he's just a great guy, and people really don't understand how good of a person he really is.
You talked about having a father like Coach Weis. I mean,
Right.
did you grow up wanting to be a head coach, or is this something that just as you got older, just kind of the best opportunities
Right.
you kind of fell into it?
I think I've always wanted to be a coach for a long time, and I've always just wanted to be just like him. You know, he's my role model in life and everything, and so I've always wanted to be just like my dad. And so growing up, all I've seen around me is football, and so football is all I've seen, and football is all I've ever wanted to do. And yeah, definitely want to be a head coach one day and just be just like my dad. And, you know, maybe we're a little bit different personalities, but I would definitely, if I could ever have as much success as he had, I'd consider my life a great success.
You probably learned a lot from just being around him before you even got into coaching. Now that you're actually in coaching and on the field with him, how much more have you learned so far, early on?
From the time I started working at the University of Florida to now, I can't even explain how much I've learned. I feel like I've learned so much football, just little things. He just knows so much, and it's unbelievable. And all the coaches here in Florida, just learning so much from them. It's been an awesome experience, and I can't even describe. It'd be hard to say in a short clip how much I've learned, but it's been a lot.
So go ahead.
You guys differ personality-wise. How do you differ?
I think I'm a little more reserved, maybe a little more shy than he is at times, but you know, there's similarities, you know, but I think I would say I'm a little more reserved than he is at times, and I think if you saw us on the practice fields, you could definitely see that.
Not as blunt, maybe?
Probably. I would say I'd keep the same honest approach as he does, but yeah, I'm probably not as blunt as he would be, definitely.
Charlie, he's talked a lot about, I mean, he almost likes to joke about it.
Right.
Every time he gets the opportunity, he says, I always try to talk Charlie out of it.
Right.
I always try to talk him out of it. I mean, did he really try to talk you out of coaching?
He always has. I think he's wanted me to make my own decision, and so he hasn't actually had that face-to-face conversation with me. But you know, whenever he's around other people, he'll always try to have them discourage me from doing it, because he realizes how hard it is and how much it takes away from your family life at times too. And so he realizes that. But I think deep down, he wants me to be a coach.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely true.
He also said that you've talked to Coach Belichick a lot, because
Yes.
he was the son of a coach.
Right.
Your dad's not the son of a coach.
Right.
What, I mean, is that true? You've asked Bill for more advice than you
Yeah, no, definitely. And I remember specifically one time it was really cool. It was a couple years ago, and the Patriots who were knocked out of the playoffs. I forget. I think it was the Ravens a couple years ago. And Coach Belichick called me the next day and just said, talked about how I was doing and talked about coaching. And it was my senior year of high school, I think. And so he just wanted to see what my thoughts were and everything. And he gave me some advice and told me that I should do what I want to do. And I think that it meant so much to me that he would call me right after that happened too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Do you have a goal set for this year? I mean, something you want to get accomplished this year, something you've pinpointed?
I think the goal for everything is for the team to improve as much as we possibly can, and you know, I just want to be my goal for myself is to help everyone on the field to be better players than they were last year, and to be better each and every day.
With you kind of being the same age bracket as the players,
Right.
have you been able to kind of be the liaison to explain a little bit what your dad's all about?
Yeah, I definitely think that that's definitely part of it. A lot of times I try and kind of separate the dad and coach thing with the players, and I think they understand that. But I think it's definitely easier when you're around their age to kind of take a more mellow approach and say, okay, he's doing this, here's what he's trying to get you to understand, and here's what he's trying to teach you right now. And I think that can definitely help at times.
You talked a little bit about, growing up, how much coaching takes away from your family life. How much are you enjoying this time right now? I assume you probably get to spend more time with your dad now than you did before.
It's unbelievable. I couldn't ask for anything I know when I was trying to decide where I wanted to go to college, the key factor was wanting to be with my dad, and I definitely could have stayed at the University of Florida when my dad took the head coaching job here, but I want to be with my dad as long as I can be, and I absolutely love him, and so there's nothing better than working for him, and it's just the best times.
There's stories kind of about Bill Belichick when he was younger, like breaking down film when he was or going to practice at Navy or wherever.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure you're kind of familiar with those stories.
Right.
When did you start kind of looking at football from a coach's perspective?
When I was a freshman in high school in South Bend, for my high school team, I started kind of working and helping out, watching film for them because I didn't play, and so I was kind of helping around, watching some tape, breaking some stuff down, and kind of learning some football. And obviously my dad would tell me some stuff whenever I had questions for him. So I would say my freshman year of high school was when I started coaching, I guess, high school, and then college kind of last year was really my first true year doing something.
Was there ever kind of like a rite of passage, like watching film together and saying, okay, this is how you sort this thing, and this is what you look for here?
Yeah, no, definitely. I would say definitely a lot of things I've learned from multiple people, especially, and definitely my dad being one of those. I've learned so much football from him, and then you learn the other kind of stuff from guys like Coach Blasco here. He was the quality control intern at Florida, and so I learned a lot from him too. Just learning how to do things with XOs or whatever, breaking down film. But my dad's taught me so much about football, I would say.
He also said that you've seen the good and the bad. You've had to listen to people criticize when things don't go well. I mean, did it take a while to get used to, especially when you were younger? Yeah,
I would definitely say, when things go wrong in football, no matter where you are, you're in Notre Dame, you're with the Patriots, you're with the Chiefs, whenever things go wrong, it's really tough, and you definitely get some slack from it from kids and everything like that. And I would definitely say that when I was younger, it was a lot harder, especially when your dad's a head coach. It's a lot more pressure and everything like that. So I took it a lot harder than I do now when I was a kid. Now it's nothing anymore. Any criticism, it just goes right over my head. But when I was younger, it was definitely a lot harder, and I think that just goes with maturity and understanding. And, after we left Notre Dame, I think I became a lot better person with my maturity and everything like that. And so I think that's been a big part of taking that criticism.
When I was personally growing up, I kind of started rooting for the teams my father always rooted for. But I mean, it's your father who's kind of been around the NFL, college. I mean, do you have a team you root for?
New England Patriots in pro football. Obviously, I'm a huge fan. I root for the Chiefs with a couple of the guys we got to know there with Coach Grinnell and Matt Castle, Brady Quinn, the quarterbacks there. We've had a good relationship with all those guys, so I root for them. And a lot of the guys at Notre Dame that played underneath my dad, and I root for a bunch of guys like that, like Golden Tate, Jeff Samardzija with the Cubs, and then the University of Florida too, Coach Muschamp. It was great working for guys like that. And just any connection, I guess, is really the teams I root for. But I think in the NFL, my heart's with the Patriots.
Yesterday we got a chance to ask some of the quarterbacks that were trying, like Turner and Michael, the guys that are trying to learn this offense, what the toughest part for them is. And everybody keeps telling us, it as well as anybody but your dad.
Right.
What would you say is the hardest part to picking up this offense?
I would probably say that there's a lot of moving parts to it, and there's a lot of pressure, or there's a lot of thinking involved with the quarterback position. And so whether it be mic IDs, motions, knowing the formations, your progressions, knowing the running game, your run tracks, whatever it may be, there's a lot of stuff at the quarterback position you have to know. For new guys like Turner and Michael, it can be tough at times. And, so there's just so many parts to being a quarterback. It's not just throwing a go like a lot of people think. There's so much more to it in this offense than just throwing the football.
Do people think it's crazy that you didn't play football? You did a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, I played my senior year of high school, and that was it. I guess athletically, I was never very gifted. Is still not gifted. My senior year, I had lost a lot of weight, and so I decided to play football. But I guess there's been a lot of coaches that haven't played, great coaches that haven't played football, and so I think that it may be a different perspective because I'm not great with the I might not have as much knowledge and experience as some coaches who had played, but I think my knowledge of the game is just as good as